Welcome to Inside the Deal. I'm Suzanne Stevens. I'm here with Erin Ashley Smith. Erin is a securities analyst with Argus Research. Erin, you cover the beer industry, and we've seen a lot of big deals in the beer industry this year, and the biggest being the InBev deal with Anheuser-Busch and to get the DOJ approval here in the U.S. InBev has said it will sell Labatt. Any potential buyers, you think, for that? I know InBev hasn't announced any as of yet.
Well, a lot of people thought would Molson Coors consider it, but I think that because they'll have a problem with getting approval for that. I also think Molson Coors is probably going to wait on acquiring something at this point, having just completed the deal, the joint venture with Miller. So I can't think of something right now, but it is a good, strong brand, and I think that there will be interest.
Speaking of Molson Coors and the Miller Coors joint venture, that was another big deal that happened this year. How is that integration progressing?
During the last conference call, Molson Coors did not disclose too much information about how it's progressing. They said it was on track. In the U.S., sales to retailers were up only slightly, volumes only up about 0.7%, but earnings were strong, which kind of looks like that synergies are coming through and that they're getting cost savings from the deal. So going forward, they say they're on track, but we'll look to learn more information next quarter or at the company's investor presentation in March.
We have seen some slowing beer sales in global markets, and people are speculating that will drive more consolidation in the industry. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that right now that two of the big players have acquired or just finished, in the process of acquisitions or mergers, InBev, Molson Coors, and Miller. So I think right now it's more likely to be smaller acquisitions of craft brands, and some of the other players, such as Heineken, to be more competitive, may need to look into an acquisition or a merger now that they're competing with such large global players.
How is the craft market doing? I mean, that's a market we've seen grow pretty rapidly over the years, but how is it faring in this economy?
Yeah, that was one of the a big focus over the past couple of years, as you said. I think as consumers we're looking for something more unique, but I think that the challenges right now for a craft beer that's not part of a larger company is going to be costs. Molson Coors had a very challenging quarter with cost in the most recent quarter, and I think they have the ability for cost savings through sourcing and manufacturing efficiencies, but a smaller craft beer company might not have that, and they also don't have the distribution. So I think the craft beers that have been acquired by Anheuser-Busch, Molson Coors, are more likely to outperform in this market than some of the smaller players.
Erin, we have seen some of the larger U.S.-based companies start moving into emerging markets through joint ventures. We've seen that in China. We've seen that in India. Are there particular markets where we might see further advancement by U.S. companies?
Well, I think emerging markets were a huge focus over the past couple of years, but as concerns over slowing growth in emerging markets continue, I think a lot of these companies are not necessarily going to emphasize launching their brands into some of the markets. However, I do think that there's opportunity for them to acquire small local brands in India, China, Latin America, in those markets where the local brands are doing pretty well. At the same time, I do think it's more of a long-term growth opportunity at this point.
Erin Ashley Smith with Argus Research, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, Suzanne.
I'm Suzanne Stevens. Thanks for watching Inside the Deal.